Hey guys, my name is Sharice and I am the owner of Renee and Cole. And I thought I'd do a video so you guys can get to know me and we can just hang. So let's go. Okay, so as you guys know, I said that I am the owner of Renee and Cole. Okay, I make shirts like hoodies, sweatshirts, and I make them all to order. The reason, probably asking why, like, how did I get started in making shirts? It really started for me basically going to the store and seeing a shirt, and I was like, I can make that. So I got this grand idea to, like start making my shirts. So I started to try to like dig into like, okay, what do I need? And I like thought that, you go to the store like Michael's or, or Joann's, and they close. Yeah, anyway, so I went to those, and shout out to my mom. I wish she was still with us. That's another story. I got stories for y'all, but staying on topic. My mom is the one who used to take me and my sisters to the stores, and she introduced us to the crafting store because my mom liked to be crafty and do things. So she's the one who got me onto the whole like crafting and artsy stuff. So I was like, oh, mom, we can go to the, Michael's or, crafting stores, and I can, get the things to iron on, the iron on letters and stuff. So I was thinking that I was going to go that route and to start making my shirts, because I was like, I can put like a little sign on there or a little saying or whatever, and I can do this myself. I can make my own shirts. And so I did it because I was going to do my shirts, my own shirts. So not thinking nothing of it, just fun and making something, just making something. So I then realized that it was more stuff out there to make shirts. Not only was it the iron on patches that I thought was, I learned about the Cricut machine, and I do a tour in another video to show you guys my room, my office, but I got a Cricut machine, and I invested in that and started to learn how to do that. That was my first time being introduced to vinyl, HTV. I didn't know nothing about it, and I like just started in just researching and like trying to learn how to do it, and I just got fascinated with it. So I made my shirt, and I was happy with it, and I was like, okay. So then like I got like a sewing machine, which is, I think my sewing machine is the one that I got first, because I am short. I'm like 5 feet, exactly 5 feet. Don't take no more away from me. I'm 5 feet. That's still short, but I'm 5 feet. So I got my sewing machine first because I got tired of buying pants that was too dango tall. Okay. And I got tired of taking my pants to the alteration places because we had to pay for our pants and pay to get it alternated to fit our short legs. So that's how this whole thing like came about. So anyway, I'm jumping all over the place. But so I, after I got my sewing machine, I got my Cricut machine. But mind you, these was like years apart from each other. So I researched and got all into, I started getting a whole bunch of vinyl. Like I got a whole bunch of vinyl. And I then like seen God was just giving me visions and I was just trying to bring it to light. Then I found out about, Etsy and all this other stuff. And I started looking at YouTube videos and learning. And like, I was like, once I started like getting into stuff, like I was spending time, like time was going by and I look up, I started like daytime, like 11 something in the morning and it'd be like 6 o'clock at night. And I just was just in it. So, once I made my shirt, I can't even remember what was the first shirt that I made though. Like, I know I got it. But anyway, so I made it, and of course, I showed my family. I was like, look what I made. Like, I'm thinking like I don't got buy no more shirts. But my family members, of course, love them. They're like my biggest supporters, and my mom, she was just my cheerleader. I miss her so much. And I'm not going to get emotional. My mom just passed when I'm like, I think we're 4 months out. My mom passed this past December, and my father passed last April. So my parents passed 8 months apart. So if I start talking about them, I get emotional. Don't judge me. I'm still in the grieving process. But anyway, my family was just like so supportive. And they was like, I want a shirt. I want a shirt. I want a shirt. And I'm like, okay. I'll make y'all one. Hold up. I'm still, learning. So in that, me doing that just like then just rippled of like me doing the shirt. So, my family members, made them some and then they're wearing it. And then, their friends is like, oh, that's a nice shirt. Where you get that shirt? And like, my sister, my daughter made this shirt. And I'm like, then they come on like, such and such want a shirt. Like, how much will you charge? And I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't thinking about charging. This was for me. So, that one about. So, and then like, I loved it. So I just kept, I'll make them and then I wasn't thinking nothing about it. And then it just rippled into that. I started making them, I wanna say 2019. And I've been doing it since. But at first, y'all, I wasn't even thinking about making a business out of it. Like, it was just like a fun hobby. Like, I didn't think that it was going to turn into like a business. So I started off with the Cricut machine, and then you gotta like, everybody know HTV, you gotta, cut it, weave it, place it, press it. So yeah, I started getting inquiries from, friends and families that wanted like more than one shirt, more than two, like 5, 6, 7. And I was thinking like, that's going to take a while to, to make. And I work a regular full-time job too. So I'm like thinking like, okay, I don't know. So then that's when the whole thing's like, okay, I gotta like find, it has to be something more efficient. So then I looked into sublimation. Yeah. So the machines was expensive. Okay. So I was like, oh, I seen a whole bunch of YouTube videos. Or you can convert, this printer to be a sublimation. So I did that. I was like, my next one. And it came out great. But then not really doing my research. I mean, I did my research, mind you. I did. I research. That's the thing. I research almost everything that I get into. And, I thought it was going to be great because, I'm like, it's going to be great. Like, I like the feeling of the ink being infused in the shirt. So much of, sitting on top. So, I went into sublimation and I got the printer. I did the converting of the printer. I didn't get an actual sublimation. I got a regular inkjet and I converted it into a sublimation. Well, I didn't do what I needed to do to keep the printer from clogging. So next thing you know, I haven't used the printer in I don't know when, and it clogged. When I went to go try to do one, it was printing, and everyone knows. Okay. When you let it sit, it clogs, and it is a pain in the ass to try to fix. My patience wasn't there, y'all. It was not there. So I was like, whatever. So I kept using my faithful Cricut machine, and it was just, you know, steady going slow, nothing like smoothly. So I try not to make this long. So then I started researching more, and that's when I wanted to put it on 100% cotton on like multiple materials. So that's when I then started to look into DTF, direct to film. Okay, so I then started slowly transitioning over to direct to film, but of course, the printers and stuff like that was just high. So I was trying to figure out how to do it. And my family is like, you should make this as a business and blah blah blah, because we getting a lot of inquiries and all this other stuff. So I was like, I wasn't looking into that. So I was like, you know what, best friends hyping me up. So I'm like, okay, I could do this. But so then I got my LLC and went all the process through that, which is no one tells you how much of a pain it is. I mean, it's like, oh, this is easy. Mine was, let me change it. Setting up your LLC was fine. But didn't nobody tell me I needed to get an EIN through the IRS. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm good. No. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably want to like set up like a checklist or something for everyone who's thinking about doing this and tell you guys the real struggles. Okay, mind you, when I was in college, like I'm doing the one thing, y'all, I said I didn't want to do. Okay, everybody, who took business 101 and you went through the whole thing of what they said that you got to do in order to do your own business. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I don't want to do that. That's too much work. Y'all, look at me now. But you know what? I love it. I can't complain. I can't complain. But anyway, so back to how I got where I am today. So I then looking to direct to film because people was wanting colors, wanting them on cotton and all this other stuff. So I started just to get in the designs and finding someone to print my direct to film prints for me, because like the printers was like just everything's expensive, but it was expensive then. They really expensive now. So I was like, okay, I'll just do that. But it was kind of like making me up my prices because, like, I'm getting them from, someone who's making these for me versus as me doing them by myself. So then I was like, tell my husband, like, I need to get me a printer. 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 Praying, I'm like, Lord, I need a printer that I can make transfers, and because then I started learning about direct to garment. So everybody know those printers ain't cheap. They like 20K. And I'm like, I ain't trying to go in no debt. So I'm just like, making it work. And I'm like, praying. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna make this work. I don't know how I'm gonna keep my prices and stuff. Like, I don't even know like if I'm even starting this whole thing right. So then, y'all, and I can't say it was nothing but God, because not knowing that things was going to happen the way that it's happened, like long, like till now, like I eventually, like I think I got it. last year. Yes, last year. I literally got my first DTG printer. Okay, nothing but, I'm telling you, when I wanted to shout, honey, because like the things that I was thinking that I had to like go through and get, because I'm like, I ain't gonna get no printer. Only God. That's all I can say. Only God. Printer came available that was in my price range. I have the Short Color F1070 direct to garment printer that prints directly to the shirt, and it also prints directly to film. So I can do, both with this printer. If y'all want to know the story how I got that, like I'll tell you that, but I'm not trying to make this a long video. But now I got my LLC. I'm registered with the IRS, literally got actual business, small business, and I am making shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, all that. And I'm here now. I'm starting my YouTube channel. I got a TikTok, I got an Etsy, I got a Shopify, and I'm trying to really launch it. So I am here. That is the short story of how I got here and how I got started and why I got started. So there you go. Like I said in my story, I am a wife. I am a dog mom. I'm dog mommy. Don't have any kids yet. And I work a full-time job, and I also do my shirts. I'm really getting into like the crest of it. Like it's y'all. Sometimes I be like, I don't know. No, so maybe do I really want to do this? But it I can't stop now. I'm too deep, y'all. But without no struggle, you wouldn't be grateful for where you at. And I am. I'm grateful, and God's been holding me, so I can't complain. And I'm loving it. I'm learning. There's a lot to learn in anything that new that you do, and even if you still, know what you're doing, you're still learning. There's still lots of things to learn. So, that is me. I do a variety of different shirts. I do spiritual shirts, Christian shirts. I do horror. I am a horror buff. I'm a Christian. Don't get it twisted. But I do like horror. Don't judge me. I'm working on it. But I do a lot of variety. I do a lot of customized shirts, as you hear, like a lot of my family and friends, which I'm like, I want this shirt, and I want this shirt. So I do customized shirts. And I got that set up on my Shopify shop. And I am looking. I did do my first last year for a small business, which was a great experience. And I also do small businesses. So if you're a small business and you're looking to get direct to garment shirts made, contact me. We can work together. So that is me. Other things about me, I like cooking, I like food. So yeah, that's another story. I'm going through a health journey. I don't have nothing serious, but everyone's want to stay healthy and stuff. And so for my ladies who have stomach issues, endometriosis, I got a story for y'all on me. So but if you want to know about that, just leave me a comment. I can do a video about my journey with that and how I was just feeling so awful, and now I'm great. But I'm still on my healing journey with that. So and yeah, that is me. So hopefully you will subscribe to my channel for the ones who have. Hey y'all, and thank you for subscribing. And I'll be making more. And if there's anything that you want to know about me or want to see, just let me know, message me, or put it in the comments, and I will get the video for you guys. And I'm hoping that you guys love my channel. We can become friends, and you can just get to know me even more and see what I do, and get a little bit of a snippet of what I be doing in my everyday life. So thank you guys. I love y'all, and talk to y'all soon. Bye.